Namaskaram.
Welcome to Dubai.
Thank you, Salman.
Welcome to Dubai again. It's a very special day. 52nd day of this very beautiful and warm country.
Warm it is.
It's warm in that way and warm in many other ways.
Yes, definitely.
I saw your video post yesterday that you said about about 50 years. So
It's an incredible journey. In 50 years, turning a remote desert habitation into a hub, a global hub. It's a fantastic journey that shows the commitment and the discipline that the leadership has displayed.
absolutely, I think there was a world map. We agreed Abu Dhabi, London, Milan, now that I did Mingle Meditate. Could you please enlighten us a bit more after the night you will be at the Coca Cola Arena? What can the participants, when I say, I won't just say the audience, what can they expect?
If they want to experience something, they must come without expectation. Well, unfortunately, human beings these days have been trained to beforehand calibrate in their minds what is going to happen. This is a sure way to destroy your experience about anything, I'm saying. You know anything only by experience, not by imagination. If I ask you something that you have not eaten, let's say you've not eaten a banana. If I describe in many ways, if I write a book on it, how it tastes, would you know? No. Only when you taste it, you know how it is. So if you can't know a banana, how do you know meditation, I'm asking? So, they should come without expectations. But they might have practiced other forms of meditation, they might have read about meditation, they might have heard about meditation. So this is a little discipline they must exercise. They must leave all knowledge of meditation at home and simply come. How? Like how a child goes to the first day school, simply. Whatever it is, let's see. If they come like that, we can make them meditate. First of all, let me define what is meditation. See, the English word meditation doesn't say anything specific. In Indian languages, there are… every aspect is defined by a specific word. Like if you close your eyes, you could be in dharana, dhyana, samadhi, shunya, samyama, or you might have just mastered the art of sleeping in vertical postures. Many things you can do with eyes closed. But in English language, there's only one word, meditation, for everything. So which kind of dumbs down everything, but we are speaking in English language, so we convey that. But let me put it this way, to be meditative means, it is not an act, it is a quality. Like there is fragrance in a flower, you don't try to get fragrance, you nurture the plant. If the flower blossoms, there is fragrance. If you put water, manure, sunlight, flower will blossom. Soil doesn't look like a flower, manure definitely doesn't smell like a flower, water doesn't feel like a flower, but if you do all these things right, flower will blossom. So this is the same way. If we cultivate the body, if we cultivate the mind and emotion and energies, the fragrance of meditation will happen to you. So I will make this particularly clear. Meditation is not an act, it is a quality. A quality is a consequence. Don't try to do the consequence. You do the process, consequence will happen.
Usually events and concerts are about 2 hours, 3 hours. I have close to 4 hours, but typically I one meditation or whatever the right word for it. 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. 5 hours.
If people were okay, I would do 5 AM to 10 PM. Normally that's how our programs are. Because this is an introductory, we are going little easy on them. Probably they will even have a bathroom break. But if I sit there, I am on for 5 hours, 6 hours, whatever, no break, I'm that kind. But people need break, so probably we'll break somewhere in between. Don't have conclusions, because conclusions are not an experiential expansion of life. Conclusion is coming from what you already know. Don't do that to yourself, not just with this event, with anything in life. Don't draw conclusions and enter. If you draw conclusions, where are the conclusions coming from? From the existing data. So you're trying to project the past as future. That is a very cruel way of denying yourself your own life. So let not the next moment be defined by what happened in the past. You must be a new possibility in the next moment. This is what meditation means, this is what yoga means, that next moment is an absolutely new possibility. We don't want past to repeat. You made a small hall, what shall I do? See, you call somebody a Sadhguru only because he has no belief systems, no tradition, no scripture, no anything. The word Sadhguru defines this. See, Sadhguru is not a title, it's a definition or a description. It's like, if you want to have your eyes checked up, do you go to an orthopedic? You go to an ophthalmologist, right? Just like that. If you want to know scriptures, don't come to me, I know nothing. Because I never read them, I never opened a scripture in my life, all right? So you don't ask me that. If you want to know religious traditions, don't come to me because I don't belong to any. Sadhguru means one who comes from within. What it means is, I know only one thing. I'm completely ignorant. I know only one thing. I know this piece of life, from its origin to its ultimate. Fortunately, every other piece of life is made the same way. I'm only talking about myself. People think I know the whole universe. This is the advantage. I am only talking about this life. Other people think I seem to know the whole universe. This, don't tell them, okay? No, I'm just traveling, not travel, untravel. What is that? I'm just doing local travel, I never left anywhere, just been on the local planet. I never went anywhere. It's very important we see things just the way they are, because the clarity of life is what is most important. Wherever there is no clarity, people try to fall back by creating a belief system. See, I can't see this, but I believe everything is okay here. Maybe by chance it's okay, maybe there is a pit, you don't know. So, when you don't know, when there is no clarity, anxiety is natural. Now these days even doctors are saying anxiety is very natural, I am also anxious, they are saying So, when you live accidentally, being anxious is a normal process. Why are we living accidentally? Because we have not strived on enhancing our perception. Whatever we do not know, we believe, we make it up in our minds. Now if 10 people gather, if all of us believe the same thing, we think this is it. If only you believe and nobody believes, you feel like a fool. If all of us believe the same thing, suddenly we are empowered. It's not that you can do anything. See, when I must tell you this, I've been talking about soil for 30 years plus. I've spoken to ordinary people, spoken to farmers, bureaucrats, ministers, many heads of state around the world. Without exception, just anybody who listens to that says, Sadhguru, this is very important, this must be done, this is the most fantastic thing anybody has, articulated like this needs to happen. But I think on that day, they use my talk as a pillow to sleep well, because nothing happened. Then I announced that I'm going to ride from London to India. People thought, oh, what is that, what is that? They don't understand what it is. Then all our meditators, we have volunteers over here, nearly 17–18 million volunteers around the world. They thought, oh, Sadhguru is going to have a fun ride, he's going to do something. Then by 13th, 14th day, when they saw the ride being, it was documented well, people see that I'm riding through rain, I'm riding through snow, I'm riding on icy roads. Icy roads and two-wheelers are not friends, okay? And I'm riding through desert storms. But by 13th, 14th day, I was still in northern Europe. By then they realized, this is the suicide mission. And many people before I started, many, were like committed motorcyclists. I'm not a committed motorcyclist. I have not ridden for 30 years. Suddenly I picked up the motorcycle after a long time. They said, Sadhguru, nobody can survive 100 days of being on a motorcycle, every day riding and trying to cover 30,000 kilometers. Nobody survives such a thing. I said, let me see. If I don't survive, I'm sure something will happen to the soil. At least that way it'll happen. Because I've been talking for 30 years, nothing happened. Then, I met some transcontinental riders. They came and said, Sadhguru, with your energy you may survive, but your back will be finished. No way anybody's back can hold up 100 days of riding constantly. I was riding on an average 16 to 18 hours a day. Some days even more than that. Average was this much. And on the way I was not just riding, 691 events I did, trying to get to places on time, all the time. So, you must understand, it's not that I'm super strong or something. I never had any time to even exercise properly before this ride because I was running a campaign in Caribbean Islands and United States and other place trying to drum up support for Safe Soil movement. Media, I was doing all the time. It is just that there is something beyond our physiological and psychological phenomena. A phenomena which is fundamental to these two. Once you're in touch with that,
you have the right to believe that the word fear doesn't exist in your… I just the dictionary.
see, what you call as fear is, you imagine something which is not it, right? See, what are people afraid of? What may happen? That means what? You're projecting your mind into some horrible place and think it may happen. Well, I use my mind the way I want, I don't use my mind against myself and that'll be a very ugly thing to do. That if your hand starts beating your face, very bad, isn't it? If your own mind starts beating you down with… see, what are people suffering? Just look at this. What happened 10 years ago, they're still suffering. What may happen day after tomorrow, they're already suffering. And they think they're suffering life. They're not suffering life, they're suffering their own memory and imagination. These are the two faculties which are most important for being human. No other creature has such vivid memory as we have. No other creature has the kind of fantastic imagination that human beings have. But we suffer those two faculties. I don't suffer them. I use my imagination the way I want. I don't let it work against me.
I could continue speaking to you, but any particular message for the guy? Dubai is a very fast-paced city as well as we. How can people relax, rejuvenate, and find their inner self? What message would you like to say to them before you come at on December the 9th before the Coca Cola Arena?
If it's a message like that, I would say, in is the only way out. For whatever problems you have, in is the only way out. There's no other way. Thank you.